Sonic GT is currently one of my favorite fan games and Sonic games of all time. At the time of this video. Yeah, I said it, screw Project Hero, because it's just a tech demo, and with the new screenshots showing what the game might look like, it has decreased my excitement for the game considerably. Sonic Omens 2 just isn't for me. I don't like how it controls, and its level design can be frustrating. Also, Sonic's jump is just not high enough. How come everyone's okay with that game? I really don't understand that. And Sonic Utopia is outdated in terms of the possibilities what you could do with 3D momentum-based Sonic. I'm glad it exists, but there has been no new demo in 3 or 4 years, so it's aged quite a bit. So yeah, Sonic GT is the best one by a landslide, and is actually becoming a full game relatively soon. This video is being written before Sage, so the entire game isn't out yet, so I'll probably make a follow-up video when it actually is fully released. This video's whole goal is to document the evolution of the game from its first demo to release, cause I don't know, I really want to talk about this game to someone, so this is how I'm gonna do it. Most people would jump into the demo, but I want to talk about the alpha content he made before even getting to demo 1. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel called Not So Greedy, and he has documented his journey to demo 1 relatively thoroughly. From his YouTube channel, I can see that it took him about 8 months from alpha to starting demo 1, which, considering how designed demo 1 is, it's relatively impressive. If you have any interest in behind-the-scenes content, I heavily recommend watching the development yourself. It's cool seeing the development of ideas and seeing what things stayed and what things were axed. You also get to see him develop as a designer over the course of the videos, and a good one he ended up being. But let's jump into demo 1. Demo 1. I've actually never played this demo before this video. It's always something I've only seen videos on. But before getting into the controls, let's talk about how this is one of the few fan games that didn't start with Green Hill. That's my biggest pet peeve with fan games. We always talk about Sonic Team reusing Green Hill, but that ends up being most fan game tech demo levels, or just the first level in general. It's incredibly aggravating. Screw Green Hill. All my homies hate Green Hill. Now that's what immediately sets Sonic GT apart. Its level is Hilltop Zone from Sonic 2. It's one of the least cared about levels from that game, and he made it his showcase, and I can commend him for that. But something I can't commend him for are these Garbaggio controls. Sonic is so stiff in this demo. His acceleration is also really bad. Now, I get that's why you're supposed to roll down hills and find ways to keep your speed, but that doesn't really work when you lose all your speed when you hit a loop or a steep incline. I should not be almost at max speed to hit a loop. You can't charge the spin dash, which is also frustrating. You just spin dash and launch off at a set speed. The drop dash is here, but if you're above 130 miles per hour or kilometers per second, whatever he has on the screen, it does basically nothing. Also, what are these springs? Why are they so big and ugly looking and yellow? The only redeeming factor is the level design, because that is pretty top notch. But the gameplay is too stiff for me to enjoy it fully. This makes the Tails race borderline impossible. I did do it after 20 minutes, but that was goddamn goddamn frustrating. I can't even get close on the faster Tails mission. He's too fast for the bad control setup. This demo also introduces the momentum homing attack. Greedy has said that he made this because he felt that it was weird that you lose all your momentum when you normally homing attack in a Sonic game, so he made it carry the momentum. Too bad sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I'm homing attacking fine, and then I lose all momentum, and it isn't even my fault. And sometimes I don't want to go super far, but I'm just kind of launched forward. Even though after about an hour I got better with the controls, it still felt like a barrel of ass play. If I played this a year and a half ago, I would have thought that the game had potential, but I would delete it off my computer like the plethora of Sonic Infinity engine games. God, I don't like that engine. Why does anybody like that engine? It's a bad engine. Anyway, but I would have been heavily surprised. Demo 2. Demo 2 was released for Sonic's birthday, and personally, I feel it shouldn't have been released at all. Okay, so the major fix this time around are the controls. It feels less stiff, and I can actually run through a loop without losing all my speed, and turning is a bit easier. Greedy also fixed the acceleration so Sonic isn't so slow to start up. We have a plethora of new moves. We have the Insta Shield, which I never used. I actually forgot to mention this earlier in the later in the video, so I'm just going to mention it now. There's also this move where if you're on the ground and you're moving really fast, if you press the square or X button, you will stop. It's a good way when you're going really fast and you have a lot of speed, but you just need to stop. It kind of stops you almost on a dime. It's a nice addition. It never tells you it exists, but it's there. The wall jump has been added, thank God. That was so weird not to have in Demo 1. We can charge the spin dash now, so it reaches higher speeds than before. The homing attack is better now. Like, you can now choose between the normal homing attack and a momentum homing attack. If you tap the jump button, you'll do a normal homing attack, but if you hold it, you keep a lot of your speed and do the momentum homing attack. It's ingenious because it allows the player to have a choice. Of course, I mostly use the momentum homing attack, but it's good to have a normal one so I'm not crashing into walls as often. I still crash into walls. While I'm talking about the homing attack, I should mention the homing attack doesn't have a set distance. It's based on your speed, and a lot of people say the homing attack is weird in this game, but it's usually because they don't notice that's actually how it works. So keep that in mind when you have the controller in your hands. Because this fact of design actually stays around for the rest of the demos, and it seems like it's going to be in the final product. The last move added is the trick system. That does absolutely nothing. Great. I'm serious, Sonic does a pose and there's no real benefit to it, so why bother? I hope something becomes of it in the future though. Now, earlier I said I feel Demo 2 shouldn't have been released, but I've been praising the improvement in controls. And that's mostly because of the levels that came with the package. The first level is Test Hill Zone, which is there so you can get used to the controls and maybe experience some oddities.
Here we go! Yeah!
I don't know how I did that, to be honest. This is also where you're most likely to learn that you could run on water relatively easily. But since the controls are actually good this time around, it's actually kind of fun to just kind of run around. And you could do this. Let's move on. Hilltop Zone design-wise is about the same. There probably is some minor changes that I didn't notice, but the biggest change is the new springs. They are like the classic springs, where the yellow ones send you off fast, but the red ones are super powerful. Now, a spring he did add to the lineup is the blue spring, and I like to call it the momentum spring. If there's an official name, someone let me know, because I don't want to sound stupid if that's not the official name. I've seen many people die to this spring because they didn't understand how it works. So let me break it down for you. Unlike other springs, unless angled, they don't send you forward. The blue springs are meant to send you forward, but depending on your speed. If you hit that spring with no speed, you won't go anywhere. But if you hit it with the right speed, you'll be launched diagonally. The game never tells you this, so I understand why people die or think it's a glitch, but it is intentional, and in my opinion, not a bad idea. Next up is Radical Highway, and this level is fine. It's no hilltop, but that's not even the problem. This is where the level design and controls don't mix, especially near the end of the level. I keep falling off the level because I keep going way too fast, and it's super frustrating. And the skips in this level are kind of insane, but that's what happens when you port a level from Sonic Adventure 2 and put it in the bumper engine. I remember he initially said that most of the levels in Sonic GT would be ports, and I am so glad he changed his mind, because that would have been wonky as hell if Radical Highway is anything to go by. And truthfully, the level would be better if the controls just matched it. Then we have Hidden Base, which is not finished at all. Like, it's unfinished. Like, makes me wonder why he even put it in the demo really unfinished. It doesn't add to the demo much. So it's just here. I can't even find a goal ring, so I really don't know the point to this level at all. Next is Dev Hill Zone, which is another test area that doesn't make any sense to have because there was another one at the beginning of the demo, so it's kinda useless. And last, and definitely least, there's Ocean Paradise, which is really short and way too linear. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so fun to play. The level just screams of unfinished, and I understand that it's a demo, but Hilltop was a completed level when the first demo came out, so this is just unacceptable to me. The other notable things to mention is that Sonic is not the only playable character. You could also play as Shadow, and they both have original voices, which are a nice touch. I like both voices. I'm not in love with them either, but it's good. And a little spoiler, the voices get better as the demos go on. So I'll stop picking on this demo, and let's go to the next one. The next and last public demo for this game before official release. Hey, so this is future me coming at you while I'm editing the video. So normally this is where I would insert a trailer for demo 3, or the final demo, whatever you want to call it. It's really late. But the trailer isn't good, so we're just going to move on to the next section of the video. With no fanfare. Even though this is my favorite demo. The final demo. Now this is what caught most people's attention with this game. It was at Sage and it showed off and showed out. It did get overshadowed by Project Hero, but I'm not salty. Not at all that it got overshadowed by a fucking tech demo. But let's get into the new controls in the tutorial, yeah? Yes, he actually has a tutorial, which kind of explains a lot of the things that I've already been explaining in this video, but I recommend playing it for yourself. It's actually a fun short level in its own right. Well, right off the bat, there aren't that many differences from the last demo. The controls feel a little smoother and Sonic sticks to the ground a bit more. Everything just feels a bit faster. I'm not sure if that's just my brain or it's actually faster. And you need more speed to run on water. And oh yeah, he made the trick system work. It acts like a little double jump and it seems to not be too useful. But this changes the game. This changes the game. While in the air, if you hold the left bumper and press any of the face buttons and R1, you'll do a trick, and it's great for traversal. You know what? Let's just show it off in Hilltop, all right? Let's just show it off in Hilltop. See, Hilltop is about the same as ever, all right? Nothing's really changed from Demo 2, but now you could do this.
Awesome! Yeah. Right action!
This is the power of the trick system. I love it. Some say it's not easy to activate, and all I have to say is, what are you talking about? If you can't press two buttons at the same time, you need to play more video games. But besides that new big skip, Hilltop is the same as ever, but now I feel the controls have outgrown the design. It's still really fun, but it feels like the level needs to be bigger in general now. Let's look at the actual first level of the demo, Ocean Paradise, which is a really big improvement over Demo 2. The design is so good. There's so many ways to get to the goal ring. The pathway I actually use now is only something I found out about a few weeks ago just by exploring a little bit. It's a very wide level, and there are so many opportunities the higher you get off the skill floor. There is finally a good follow-up to Hilltop Zone. Next is Radical Highway, which is the same level, but with the improved controls, it's way more fun. It's the exact same level. I'm pretty sure there's no changes, but honestly, I have so much more fun in this version of the game for some reason. It went from a meh level to a good level. It's still the worst level in the game, but I don't want to throw my controller at the wall at the end of this level. It's not perfect because the control isn't meant to be so linear, so it causes issues, but nothing like Demo 2 where I want to blow my brains out. The trick system also just destroys this level. It's already had insane skips before, but they just got even more insane. Personally, I don't mind that, but this could be an issue for someone, so it's worth bringing up. Since we already covered Hilltop, let's go straight to Eggshell Lair, which is replacing Hidden Palace. And I think this is my favorite level of the demo. It's a long level, like really long, and while being more linear compared to Ocean Paradise or Hilltop, it makes up for it with memorable set pieces. Like, my favorite is the giant loop after avoiding some laser gates that launches you into an incline with boulders that you have to run against. And you can take the light speed dash when you're on the top of the incline, or you can just go around the light speed dash, take a different pathway, and roll down for more speed that launches you down another downhill mad dash. It's really memorable and one of my favorite parts of the whole level. There are two mad dashes in the level though. The one after the section I just mentioned, and the second one being an actual challenge to not get hit. And there are two vertical areas that are really fun. It's multiple pathways, but just vertical, kind of like a 3D Sonic CD. But don't get me wrong, this earns being the last level of the game. It will take you a while your first time through. You'll get the hang of it and just blast through with Sonic speed. The other miscellaneous things to mention is that all the levels have original music, or from what I can tell, original music. Someone will correct me if it's not. I do like the music in this demo though. It's a little chill, but I like it. Also, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I enjoy the voice acting more in this demo. I think I'm just being stupid, and it's because I like what I'm doing more, you know, association and all, but it really just sounds better. I don't even know if they recorded any more lines, but it sounds better. Now, after this demo, Greedy initially said that he was redoing Hilltop, and the final game was coming out in a few months. But somewhere along the line, for I don't know what reason besides just wanting to make the best game possible, he scrapped all his old levels from Demo 3 and just redesigned them from the ground up, and even gave them new graphics. At this point, I was following him on Twitter, trying to get any morsel of content out of this man. But what put me into a state of hype I would have if this was the next big Sonic game was this work-in-progress update to Hilltop.
Yeah! Cool move! Bring it on! Race to win! Race to win!
I lost my goddamn mind. I watched that clip so many times, and my hype was in overdrive. And then he finally released the trailer, and it gave us a glimpse at 3 of the 4 levels, saying 3 playable characters and the 3rd being Mighty, also hinting at more being unlockable in the comments and in interviews. And don't forget that we will still have a full story with voice acting and everything. And there even is a tease for the opening cutscene on his channel.
That being said, some part of me misses the chaos. It's always such a blast. The trouble we get ourselves out of.
You mean the trouble that I had to fly you out of? Right, Sonic.
Ha ha. Very funny, Tails. You keep working on your comedy, I'm catching some Z's.
The last tease of this game we seem to be getting before Sage is this exclusive demo he gave out to certain Sonic fans. This is genius in my opinion, because this makes it a community event that this game is coming out, and it's a great way to get tons of feedback and more ideas by seeing other people play it. I watched every single stream I could so I could learn more about this game. My favorite was Sam Procrastinate's stream.
Fast enough and in the correct direction. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Oh, let's go this way. I like this pathway better. We were able to catch up really fast. We're not going to go up the volcano, though. As cool as that was. So tempted, though. So tempted. There was a bridge. Yep. I didn't know where I was going. Oh, grind rails. Okay. What was that? Hold on, we're gonna have to find that. That there was like a glowing green thing. That wasn't what I thought it was, right? Wait. Oh God, am I on a loop? Ah! We're doing fine, chat. Not to worry.
Sick air!
Think we're in front, right? We're doing fine? Get the hell off me, Motobugs, not today. Go, 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 go!
Which should be in the card above. And even though the game isn't out yet, he released a soundtrack, which I'll link in the description and add a card above. And my favorite track is Hilltop, but this whole soundtrack is a banger. You know what? Let me just play you some Hilltop right now. Just listen. So, basically, I can't wait till Sage, where I will see if this game truly ends up being Masterclass as I predict. Sage can't get here soon enough. See you September 5th. Also, this game has a picture mode. You have no reason to not have this game. This has been in the making for a while. Some of you may be wondering why this took so long. Well, I wanted to separate myself from this game. I was pretty much playing it every day for hours after it came out at Sage last year. I knew I couldn't make a video when all I had was pure distilled hype. But now, almost a year out from its release and taking a few months off or so, I think I can finally talk about this game without sounding like a complete and utter fanboy. I mean, I am one, but I hope I can convince you that this is as great as a game as I feel it is. This game was so good that I didn't need a Sonic game this past year because I had my fun. Hours of fun. And with there being no Sonic game coming out in 2021 from what I could see, I am so glad that my title for my last Sonic GT video isn't outdated. But before we get to the fun part, let's talk about the worst thing in this game. The story. The story is very simple. Ray has been kidnapped by Eggman, and Mighty and Sonic are going to go save him. Boom, plot ends there. It's the things in between that irk me. The dialogue isn't so good. Sonic is ever so slightly out of character. Like, there is this spot in the story where you have to talk to Shadow, and Sonic makes a joke about how he wished Shadow stayed dead, which has me geeking because Sonic would never say that. He likes Shadow. They may have a light rivalry, but he would never wish Shadow dead. He was glad to see him in Heroes. Bruh, Sonic Forces had a better Sonic and Shadow interactions than this game. It's just really weird and as out of place as Sonic saying, kick his ass. Oh wait, he did say that. So, the story is basically voice-acted fanfiction, but let's talk about the voices. The voices are good, at least to me. A lot of people in my Discord would like to disagree with me, but the voices are fine. Sonic, Shadow, and Mighty are all voiced by the same guy, and they sound different enough for me that I didn't know they were until I was told. Tails is fine, Ray is fine, Eggman is an okay Mike Pollock impression. It's all just fine. It's not blowing me away, but hey, I'm glad they put the effort in. I can at least give them props for that. But now let's get to the part of the game that matters most. You know? The game. Yeah, sorry you had to sit through all that, but now we get to talk about pure and unadulterated gameplay and level design for the rest of the video. And spoiler alert, it's really good. First, let's get into what you can do. In this game, you can homing attack, stomp, bounce, spin dash, drop dash, trick, use elemental shields with the use of the drop dash button, except for the bubble shield because, you know, the bounce bracelet exists. Break, and wall run like this is motherfucking Lost World. God damn, those are a lot of moves. I mean, I love that, but I've seen many people pick up the game and have no idea what they're doing. Mostly because they don't pay attention to the tutorial, but it does make the skill floor a little higher. For me, the moves enhance the experience, but if you want a 1-button, 2-button Yuji Naka game, you are not gonna find that here. But usually after the first level, most people get a hold of the controls. Now let's talk the level design. Oh, the levels. We got 4 levels here, which is a bit disappointing, but they're all so good I can't even complain. The modified bumper engine works perfectly with the level design. You may remember my biggest problem with the last demo was that the levels were ports or the controls outgrew the level design. I don't have to worry about that here. There is so much level that if you think that these levels are too small, I'm gonna need to see what games you are playing because this is huge. See, Yuji Naka, this is how you do it. This is how you improve over criticisms received over an old demo. You make a better game! But I digress. It feels like an evolution of the classic gameplay with adventure level design. Cause what do you think when you think perfect Sonic gameplay? A balance of speed, platforming, and exploration. We've been talking about this for a decade now. That's what this game has. Let's just talk about each stage one by one. First up is Ocean Paradise. The first thing you notice about this stage is that there are just so many places to go. Because this is the first level, it's the easiest and that makes it the most open. There's never a moment where you're locked on a path. If you want to go to the bottom pathway, jump down there. If you want to finesse your way to the top path, you can. A thing that I think is missing from a majority of even the adventure games levels is the combination of pathways. I think the best example of that being done in 3D is Modern Seaside Hill from Sonic Generations, and maybe a few other levels in Generations, but it hasn't been done in 3D that often. Here, that's the game. The whole game is about using momentum to transfer pathways to keep yourself at top speed for a whole stage. Cause, let's be honest, that is the goal even if you aren't speedrunning. And how do you find the fastest pathways? By exploring the level. But what would stop you from going fast? Platforming. It all flows into each other, not to only make a well-designed stage, but a well-designed game. Anyway, Ocean Paradise is a great level with good underwater sections, multiple pathways, and it's just a great introductory level overall. Next up is Hilltop. This is my favorite level in the entire demo. It has earned it, like holy shit, how far has this level grown from that first demo? It's like a legitimate different level, and I love it. It's so much better than the original. This level's main quirk is adding lava and bottomless pits as hazard. It's fair for technically the halfway point of the game, but game design wise it forces you to learn how to use momentum and speed to get places. Unlike in Ocean Paradise, there are tons of pathways that you can't reach unless you have the speed to reach them. In Ocean Paradise, even without a deep knowledge of the level, you can stay on the middle pathway. Here, if you don't have enough speed or finesse, you will end up on the bottom pathway. And there are way more obstacles to stop your progress. The game adds little combat sections where you have to defeat enemies to progress. Normally, this would annoy me, like in Sonic Heroes or Sonic Rush, but since the levels are open, there's always a way to avoid them. You just have to figure it out. This level also makes you question what you can and cannot run on, which leads to a lot of facepalm worthy moments when you figure it out. But, you know, this game's got me thinking. I wonder what my friend Lemon thinks about this game. Hey, Lemon.
For me, Sonic GT just shows the potential of the core idea of a Sonic game. We know Sonic's gameplay is described as fast-paced platforming, and we've seen this core principle try to be achieved in a variety of different ways, some more successful than others. The classic games are arguably the ones that successfully balance speed and platforming the most, but even those games do suffer from the problem of running into hazards since you were moving too fast to see them coming. But on a whole it worked incredibly well, and the use of momentum in the games made speed something to be achieved and not just given to the player. The adventure games kept these fundamentals for the most part. Momentum is still present in the games and speed is still something that needs to be achieved. However, we start to see a lot more automation than the classics, like the big set pieces where you just hold forward, the abundance of boost pads, and things like the spin dash being able to be spammed in SA1. However, the game still provided a great sense of speed and for the most part followed on from the traditions of the classics. 06 is where things truly did go south. No momentum at all was implemented into the game, resulting in all speed achieved in the game having to come from things like boost pads. This completely goes against the core mechanics of the classics and even the adventure games. So after that train wreck, Sonic Team reinvented the formula with the boost gameplay and changed things. Speed was no longer really achieved and momentum wasn't really needed. You could just reach blistering speeds almost instantly. The trick was more maintaining your speed throughout the levels, and while the boost gameplay is fun in its own right and provides you with some of the fastest Sonic gameplay ever, it is undeniable it completely walks away from the core principles of the classic Sonic games, and this is why Sonic GT impresses me so much, because it feels like a direct transition of taking a classic Sonic game and making it 3D in terms of mechanics. Speed is truly a reward in this game, and there are so many different small mechanics in place you have to work with to achieve blistering speeds. When you hit an extremely fast pace in the game, it's undeniable it feels more rewarding than in a boost game, as you've had to work to get to this speed. In a boost game, you just press the boost button. These core mechanics work perfectly with the huge open level design the game boasts. The spectacle of these stages is on another level. They almost can feel too big at times. My personal favourite, Hilltop Zone, is where I think the game peaks in terms of level design. Vast open stretches of land and extremely hilly terrain accumulate to make an environment that can be blasted through at thrilling speeds. The thing that makes Sonic GT special is we will never see anything like it officially, not only because of the recent game's dwindling budgets, but more so the fact that recent official games were made to appeal to kids first and fans second. Sonic GT doesn't care about appealing to kids and making things easy and accessible. It is a game that will be played by hardcore Sonic fans, and it knows this. It assumes you are at least competent at Sonic games and understands the mechanics of momentum. A young child would not have nearly as much fun with this game as fans do, and this is why I like the game so much. In a time where we often feel forgotten by Sonic Team and a bit of an afterthought, it's nice to have something made directly with Sonic fans in mind.
Thanks for saying all that. I now feel justified in my opinions. Also, this level just looks gorgeous. My footage doesn't do it justice because of compression and because I can only record the game in 720p. But goddamn, it's the prettiest level in the game. And the music is so good. I will never be over this violin.
Race to win!
All this, with multiple fun pathways, leads me to never getting bored. No wonder it's my favorite level in the game. This level is also the first to include a boss battle. This boss will actually take you a while if you don't get the momentum system, but all you have to do is chase the boss and roll in homing attack. The music for the boss is a remix of Sonic 2 Game Gear music, and it's made by Neb Shady, who just so happens to be in my Discord. Hit up the Discord if you want to meet him. He is quite the character. He says that he wanted to make it sound like 06 music, and I definitely see where the influence lies. It sounds like some Sonic 2 Game Gear with White Acropolis, and it sounds great. You guys can check out his SoundCloud for unused GT tracks. The link will be in the description below. The next is a story-only level, Helltop. Kinda cringy name, to be honest. You could only play this level if you're playing the story mode, which is a bit of an oversight, but it doesn't really matter. You basically go through Hilltop backwards and on fire with slightly different level design, because, you know, lava. Overall, pretty short, but a nice surprise when playing the story mode. Next up is Sunset Boulevard, which is like a hodgepodge of Studiopolis and Speed Highway, and it's glorious. This level is more linear than the previous two at a glance, but pathway-wise, it's still intricate. Again, it just requires more finesse to mix and match pathways. And since this is the second to last level, there are these orange blockers that make you lose all your speed if you hit them. So now if you want to go fast, you have to learn how to control Sonic at obnoxiously fast speeds. The walls contribute to that by making going fast more about how tightly you can control Sonic. It's a little bit more SA2 than SA1, if you will. But once you get it, the skips in this level are pretty fun to pull off. The level is also over a bottomless pit, which means that you won't always just land on the lower pathway. You will die now. This level also has a boss, and at launch, this boss was the biggest roadblock for enjoying the game. It had a plethora of issues. It was long, tedious, and way too easy to die in. But now the boss is pretty easy, especially if you grab an electric shield. And for those that have a problem with this boss post-patch, all you have to do is bounce, trick, then homing attack. It's how to cheese this boss fight in an instant. You know, I got another friend that I think I remember saying liked this level. Let's hit him up to see what he thinks about this game.
I think a lot of Sonic fan games just feel like tech demos where you have a good moveset and controls but no full levels to try them out in. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but nonetheless, this is where Sonic GT picks up the slack. It doesn't just have relatively comfortable controls and useful fun moves, but also 4 full levels to play in and show what this version of Sonic is capable of. It helps that the levels themselves are great to play. While not the most platforming heavy, they have a good sense of speed while not devolving into the hold forward to win territory. They also have plenty of paths and exploration with hidden secrets to find, and they still do a good job guiding the player forward so that they're not confused. The only exception I could think of was maybe one part of Hidden Base where I wasn't sure where I was going, but that's about it. On the topic of the level design, my favorite level would have to go to Sunset Boulevard. Sunsets are pretty, what can I say? And the level is also reminiscent of Speed Highway from Sonic Adventure, City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2, and even Studiopolis from Sonic Mania, but despite that, it still feels plenty fresh. Honestly, I think you could say that about Sonic GT as a whole. At least in terms of its core gameplay, it almost feels like a zenith for the entire series, combining elements from all eras of the franchise. You've got great music, an emphasis on momentum, plenty of moves from the Boost games, Adventure 2 and even the Advanced games, and insane speedrunning potential. Trust me, I've seen it, it's insane. Now, even though I feel like the gameplay at its heart feels like the culmination of what the franchise has accomplished, I wouldn't say it's the best Sonic game ever. For one thing, there isn't as much content as most Sonic games. It's only 4 admittedly large levels, with the S-ranks and additional secrets to find in the time attack. The camera has weird quirks in pretty much every Sonic game, and this is no different, although I do appreciate the ability to center it behind whoever you're playing as. The bosses also aren't that great. As much as I love Sunset Boulevard, the boss of that stage is just obnoxious. Even still, Sonic GT is a great fan game, and I'm glad I checked it out.
Well, I personally disagree about that boss in Sunset Boulevard, and because this is my video, he can't retort. Ha 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 ha! Well, next is the final level of the game. Hidden Base. This level hasn't changed much since Demo 3, and as someone who loved this level, I don't mind. Check out my Ask to Masterclass video to hear some of my specific opinions on the level. But overall, I still love it. Greedy added some mines in the tubes to make it more challenging to get to top speed, but all my favorite parts are still here, so everything's good. It's just no longer my favorite level anymore. But it totally fits as the climax, with it being incredibly vertical and the hardest level so far. Also, the music is so fun. After this is the final boss, and it's really fun, and has an amazing song. You just have to run around in circles avoiding bullets, rockets, and lasers. This has the perfect amount of challenge. My advice for you if you think the boss is jank or impossible, honestly, don't be bad. Actually, 2 out of the 3 bosses in the game actually solve the problem I have with most Sonic bosses. See, this may not be common knowledge to anyone outside of my Discord, but I hate boss fights in pretty much anything. I feel they slow the pace and they aren't fun, especially Sonic bosses. Unless we're talking Generations, but I'll praise that game at a different time. Sonic bosses have the problem of forcing me to stand still or wait my turn. Then there's the complete opposite side of the spectrum, which is them being horribly annoying like Sonic Advance 2. I hate the running bosses in Sonic Advance 2. I'm sorry. But in GT, again, 2 out of the 3 bosses are running bosses, technically, but I'm not on rails, and I'm allowed to do whatever I want and use momentum to my advantage. And even if you don't like the bosses, you could give it respect for that. And even though that one boss in Sunset Boulevard isn't really my favorite, I can still hit it whenever I want with enough skill, and that's good enough for me. So we've talked stories, levels, and bosses. The only thing left is the characters. But before I begin, we are gonna go to my closet and see what my good friend Ricknick thinks about Sonic GT.
Sonic GT is what I wish modern Sonic turned into. You see, the modern Sonic created by Sega and the Sonic team has been developed in such a way that the gameplay modern Sonic inhibits actually discards what made them so great in the first place. The main factor being his momentum, obviously due to the inclusion of the boost. Since Sega took this approach, modern stages have been slowly turning into linear levels that rely way too much on cinematic set pieces and useless gimmicks. Sonic GT takes a step back from that mindset and expands on the fundamental aspects of what makes this Blue Boy truly great. For starters, Sonic GT has a variety of characters that all have cool and different ways to interact with the environment that surrounds them. This is one thing that reeled me into a love of older Sonic games. A variety of characters makes a game appeal to a wider audience. Modern Sonic games don't have this variety anymore, and it's a shame no one talks about it. By the way, I know the Werehog and Classic Sonic exist, but you're kinda forced to play as them. My point is that you should have a choice on how you would like to play, rather than being trapped into one or two styles. Unlike modern titles today, Sonic GT caters to a variety of playstyles. If you want the intense, fast-paced fun every good Sonic game needs, go Classic Sonic, or do you like to be more cautious to guarantee a personal best on your time attack? Well, I'm sorry, there's no one like that. Oh wait! Shadow's a thing! My personal favourite character has to be Metal Sonic, as he has the most balanced gameplay, in my opinion. And remember how I was whining like a little baby about how the boost formula ruined Sonic games? Metal Sonic fixes it, and improves it tenfold. Instead of using the boost gauge, Metal instead depletes his rings for the boost, creating a sort of risk-reward scenario. Yeah, you could use the boost constantly, but you want to risk standing on a minefield or getting shot with a projectile or denting your perfectly rounded metal head when you have no rings? Then again, I'm sure Eggman has insurance for that, but the risk is still there. Another thing I love about this game is the levels. Each one feels like a completely organic skate park. It sounds weird, I know, but if you play the game, that odd comparison makes sense. Oh, you know, maybe I'm just being an idiot, but what do I know, you know? My favourite level has to be Hilltop Zone. I love how the cool blue and greens of the surface contrast with the intimidating orange glow of the lava. Also, I think that the level has the best open gameplay, but not too open that seems barren. Every possible route is packed with enemies, abilities, or just something to keep you entertained. Something that Ocean Paradise and Hidden Base suffered from slightly. The approach Hilltop took is very different to the other levels too, by focusing on a more vertically expansive but narrow layout, rather than having the whole level expand, which surprisingly works. It cuts out the barrenness while keeping the level fun and busy. Also, I forgot to mention that Hilltop has an amazing theme. Let me tell you, Lotus should start a restaurant for ears because that song was delicious. In short, Sonic GT is modern Sonic's potential at its finest, and it's a game held near and dear to my heart for personal reasons, and for the fact that I opened my eyes to what a fan game, even a Sonic one, can achieve. Thanks for letting me on this video, Poto. Now, how do I get home? I do not know where
Oh, Ricknick, he thinks I'll tell him. Anyway, as Ricknick stated, there is a plethora of characters. Sonic, Mighty, Shadow, Ray, and the Unlockables, Classic Sonic, Metal Sonic, and the broken and glorious Super Sonic. Ricknick already talked about the boost and formula inspired of Metal Sonic, so I'll take the rest. But if you want my opinion, I really think it is a perfect compromise for the boost formula. The ring drain was genius. Anyway, time for a character roll call. We got Sonic! He's pretty vanilla. He has a drop dash as a special move and has the best momentum homing attack. And that's about it. He is one of my favorites though. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mighty is pretty similar, as a Sonic recolor should be, but his drop dash goes straight to the ground, so you get less airtime when you use it. So it's hella useful. He also gains speed the best when rolling, and is invincible to bombs and hidden base because of his goated shell. And I think he is immune to other things. I just don't get hit that often to know. There is Shadow, and he is as basic bitch as you get. So I'm gonna have the king of Shadow speedrunning talk about how allegedly cool he is. Welcome all, AAA.
Thanks, Poto. So, Shadow GT. It's an amazing Sonic Adventure-style platformer, which probably has been gone over multiple times before. That's really because it is. And Shadow really accentuates it, especially within his mechanics. Sure, he's not too different from Sonic or Mighty in terms of base moveset, but he has a weird special ability, which instead of being as useful as the flight, as rewarding as the ring boost, or just the also holy and mighty drop dash, you just get the chaos kick, which is just a better homing attack with more thematics. Oh, you stop time and slide over to your enemy menacingly, destroying them in one hit then flying away. As if the normal homing attack doesn't already do that, skipping all the theatrics and just instantly popping the enemy. However, the Chaos Kick has something more in store. Since Sonic GT is a great game, you stick to the ground if you're going fast enough, and if you slide on the ground during the Chaos Kick, then hit an enemy with a low hitbox, instead of flying upwards, you fly forwards, keeping most of your speed from the Chaos Kick, since that does go over 700 meters per second, even though your max is 343 meters per second. Still, it's a great way to go from 0 to 300 real quick, making him a great character for burst speed type gameplay. which I find to be the more fitting formula for Sonic Adventure 2, since in that game, you're constantly stopping to look cool and do a trick, jumping through a hoop, whatever to get the most points, while also trying to keep the speed for the run. Which is mainly why I feel Shadow fits the more Sonic Adventure 2 style gameplay than anyone else, which is amazing since he originated in that game. Anyways, it's especially true because he doesn't have the drop dash, the main thing for keeping your momentum in this game, which means all that landing will catch up to you and slow you down immensely, which sure you could just spin dash, but that completely stops you and you're getting barely more speed. Point is, Shadow needs to scrounge for all the speed he can get, which ends up making his runs look a lot different from Sonic's. Shadow really makes you think about this game's mechanics and use everything to your advantage. Air dashing or tricking at the wrong time, stomping down a small hill, rolling more than you're supposed to. Sure, most of these characters deal with limitations like that, but never to the degree of Shadow because they have abilities to circumvent it. Shadow needs a low enemy or he can't use his ability to get speed at all. Now, this may sound tough, and it is. There's definitely some skill behind running Shadow. However, if you're able to push past the limitations and achieve a time that is faster than what is thought possible, then it's extremely satisfying. Take it from me, I run Shadow all the time. He's amazing to finally get new records with. Anyways, I'm gonna try to get out of here. There's a lot of people and I'm starting to get uncomfortable. Oh shoot, he's coming back. Goodbye and good luck.
Cool. Anyway, if you want to compete with AAA, you can see him in my Discord. He's really good at everything from Sonic to fighting games, so I'm sure he would enjoy kicking someone else's ass. Classic Sonic is here. I know, I had a little PTSD myself when I saw the little shit, but it's cool, guys. He's completely optional, 3D, and fun. He has the highest top speed in the game, with the downsides of a nerfed homing attack and none of the extra moves the rest of the cast has. He is a blast to play, especially in Hilltop. Then there's Ray, and, well, have you played Sonic Mania? Well, he's that, but in 3D. And yes, it is as broken as you imagine. And last, but definitely not least, we have the GOAT, Supersonic. I may have kinda lied when I said Classic Sonic has the highest top speed in the game. The Golden God does.
I am the king of the mountaintop! I reign supreme over everyone in this school! I am the Golden God of this place! I reign supreme!
He is so fast and invincible. The only negative is that he may be too fast. But hey, you picked him, so that's on you if he's too much hedgehog for you to handle. Also, there was a funny glitch at launch. I don't have footage of it, but Supersonic used to die if he got shot by enemies, even though he's supposed to be invincible. So he was just a really fast Sonic for a while there, with a time limit. But yeah, that's all the characters, and I feel this is a completely balanced cast for most playstyles. And I think this brings me to my closing statements. I said this game is a perfect compromise, and I meant it. It has the high speeds of the boost games, with the 3D of the adventure games, with the momentum of the classics. And the game does what I wish most Sonic fan games would do, and not play favorites. Classic and modern are both here, and I'm not even mad. And hell, I think it created the best idea for the boost formula I've seen in any fan game. Cause even though there are signs that says SA2 is habit forming, I don't feel alienated from this experience. I think any Sonic fan with a powerful enough computer should check this out. Hell, I'll even leave a download link in the description. And the game isn't even done yet. He seems to be working on some DLC for the game for this year's sale. And I can't wait, cause this is a nice holdover until the next Sonic game, cause let's be honest, we aren't getting one this year. So that was it, the Fable GT video. Sorry it took so long, but school's a bitch. But I did appear in a few collabs, and I created a playlist that you all can check out. I also wanted to thank Lemon, Ricknick, Iggy Minius, and AAA for appearing in this video. They really didn't need to. And while I'm at it, thank you Hero for the avatar and thumbnail. And thank you for watching. Just know that you guys are the reason that I upload, so thanks. Thanks again. Hope to see you all in the future, and don't forget to join the Discord if you want to hang out with me, and see you guys next time.